Have you ever looked at someone and thought, I want them, but you clearly know, I know them and that just would be awkward. But still, I would love to test them out. They'd be a darn good replacement. And you'd seriously have to think, what if this messes up our friendship? What if we can't even hang out anymore? And what if they're my forever? This is more common than you think. And the results can go either way. You can ruin something that was so cozy and amazing and a comfort, or you could turn this into something that they write like fairy tales about. Either way, it's good to know how to play it, and it's even better to know what they think, how they would feel if you approached them, and the results. Can you tell that I love love? Let's get started. Hey Aries, Marcia here. Hi. So you're thinking about pursuing a friend. You're thinking about, you have your eye on somebody, friend or associate. You think, let's stick with friend. Okay, you don't have to call it friends because people's definition of friends is whatever. But you're thinking about pursuing them. Let's see what that would look like. I'm going to show you right now what the relationship would look like, and then we're going to go into the other stuff. So let's see. All right, so you got the 9 of Cups, you have the 4 of Pentacles, you have the Moon card in reverse, and you have the Knight of Wands in reverse. Here's the thing, this isn't a case exactly of being on 2 separate pages. What this is you guys have already had friction, not exactly jealousy, but you've had that kind of competitiveness where it would be cool, you know, you guys could kind of quench each other's temporary loneliness, but you're not exactly on the same page in terms of, and let's just put it out there, you're not exactly on the same page in terms of kinks. You're not exactly on the same page in terms of physical fulfillment. Now, some of you could say, wait, Marcia, I have actually hooked up with my friend before. Then that's a friend with benefits. But I have actually hooked up with my friend before, and the passion and the romance and the lust was insane. Well, that's great. But here's the thing. Physicalness, sexual compatibility when you're just a fling or just hooking up randomly, and when you are in a committed monogamous twosome, unless you want to do more, 2 separate things. Sometimes it can, you know, transfer, and sometimes it doesn't. But in this case, it looks like life is kind of, how do I say it? Like you're good, like, okay, this is good, this works, you know, we're good. And then you see like, oh wait, there were some glaring differences, and there were things I saw that you did in your own past relationships that I wasn't cool with. I've noticed things about you that I haven't really, you know, been cool with. And it looks like the communication is not there. It looks like however you were as friends, you really kind of, this gives you a chance to really look at your friendship. Is it a friendship? Is it an association? Is it just 2 people that say hi and meet? Do you actually have a tight bond? Now, again, I am really set on this Knight of Wands in reverse, because that is really showing me that when one of you is excited about, let's see, okay, we could say this. In my house right now, I'm excited about hanging shelves because I've started a plant business. I've started a nursery. I'm excited. My husband's excited for me to be excited. In this case, and that's just passion. We're just going to talk about passion to get things done. He and I can be on 2 separate pages. He can be excited about putting up shelves for his Transformers collection. I'm excited about putting up shelves for my plants. We're excited for each other, but I wouldn't be excited to like go clean out the garage or something. Example. In this case, there just doesn't seem to be like, one of you would be anticipating planning for the future. The other is like, I'm not there yet, you know? And people do change. But in this case, I'm seeing where it's a serious case of, okay, time out. You want this family, you want this, you want to move, you want to go to this state, you want to do this, you want to finish your doctorate, you want to blah, blah, blah. I'm not there yet. I'm still trying to figure out what I want to do. I'm still trying to figure out my life. I'm still trying to do all these different things. And this is where it seems you guys are. Now, I want to look at it, how they feel about you, how they feel about being in a relationship with you. And I saw some cards flip over, but I'm just going to let it go because they're still in the deck somewhere. There it goes. Okay. So you got the Magician card. You have the Two of Swords in reverse. Now I'm giving you all these cards. So if you want to go and do the Rider-Waite definition of them, please, I welcome you. But I use these cards so I don't get those little psychic headaches where you always have to like peer into things without tools and assistance. You got the Empress card in reverse. You got the Ace of Wands in reverse. Ooh, I'm going to stop right here before I do these other cards. Let me just tell you, in their eyes, you're the problem. In their eyes, you're kind of trying to trap them. In their eyes, you don't really know where you're going in life. In their eyes, you're kind of clingy. You're kind of like it's just, I don't know what's going on out there. Ace of Wands in reverse, it's like the lack of direction. So it's them. So this is where I said the passion is not together, is not there. And when you're not there, you're not there. This shows, okay, you, in their eyes, you want to do this, you want to do this, you want to do this, you have this plan, you have this plan, but you can't really make up your mind. Your thoughts are all over the place. And you guys could, some of you could suffer from ADHD or whatever, or you could just be in a downward cycle. You could have just gotten out of a relationship, going through depression, whatever it is. But they're like, kind of let me go. Like, give me a second. Give me a second. Like, back off. Let me just breathe a little. Stop trying to beat down my neck. Stop trying to control me when you don't really know even what you're exactly doing. And then Ace of Wands in reverse. Now, let me just say this. Some of you could have a definite plan for your life, but you just don't have action behind it. Like, you have all these plans, but logically, none of it makes sense. This is what they're seeing. This is what they're seeing in being attached to you, in you being a potential partner. Give me a second. Five of Swords. There we go. Two of Pentacles, King of Wands in reverse, and wow, the Hierophant in reverse. This is not something where they would see themselves kind of clinging onto you, shacking up, not shacking up. This is not something where they would take it serious. Like, this does not look like it's something that they would want to kind of make into a long-standing, like, they're not seeing it. They don't see how one thing connects to the other. And the Five of Swords just shows that you guys really don't want to talk through things. There could be some yelling. There could be some, you already know this. There could be a lot of allegations being thrown, and they're like, it's just a lot. In their eyes, with the Two of Pentacles, it shows like, okay, things should make sense. But with the King of Wands in reverse, you're really dealing with somebody. Some of you, I'm just going to say this. Some of you are already dealing with friendships that are already on their last leg. And some of you are really going through the situation where it's like, you want better, or you're done with something. So now you're kind of like, okay, why wouldn't we be on the same page? Why shouldn't I pursue them? You're already on a friendship that's on this list. Like, you're already kind of drifting. You're already kind of like seeing things through rose-colored glasses versus seeing things for how they are. So King of Wands in reverse and the Hierophant in reverse really shows that they don't see this. This is a situation where they near almost feels like they feel like they were trapped into. And that's not cool. Show me this twosome. And sometimes I'm gonna ask a lot of questions. Know your worth. In reverse, communication. Trapped in reverse. Follow your heart. Okay, so I will do everybody a favor because I love reading oracle cards, even in reverse. I'll read everything in reverse. It doesn't matter to me. But I always feel so awkward reading them upright when they were thrown in reverse. But again, this is heavy on the energy of you're just jumping into this just because, or you're just jumping into this out of loneliness. Or it could even be in reverse. They're just jumping into this out of loneliness. But I'm really focused on you. You're just kind of doing this. And it's like, why? Is there an opening? Are you... It doesn't technically make sense, and love doesn't have to make sense. But by golly, it really feels like you're doing yourself a disservice, because why? This does not look like it's something that will be long-standing, long-lasting. And some of you could be in here and be like, but my friend did this and they got with their friend and they've been together for 40 years. That doesn't mean that's your story. But my person has undying love for me and they've told me this and the other. Listen, how a person is outside of a relationship, how they are in a relationship, kind of two totally different things at times. So you really got to be mindful of that. Show me, switching decks here. Show me how I'm talking about you, would feel in this relationship. Show me how things would be for them, for you, on your side in this relationship if you got with them. Like, let's say it happened. You got the Lovers card. You got the Ace of Cups. You got the 7 of Coins. And then you got the 5 of Coins in reverse. Oh my goodness. Everything is bee's knees for you. Give me a second. Show me, and I'll even do something different. I'll use a different deck. Show me how things would be for them in the relationship if they got with you. Okay, what are we doing? Is this... Okay. Nothing went over, so I need to be sure. Show me how things would be for them if they got with you. Come on. Whew, let's go. Other brown deck then. Maybe I had it wrong. Okay, there we go. Death card in reverse. Knight of Wands in reverse. There's that card again. 5 of Swords in reverse. 10 of Pentacles in reverse. 2 of Pentacles. And the 6 of Pentacles in reverse. This is a very one-sided situationship. Show me what would... I'm trying to see if I asked the right questions. And my apologies, if you don't read tarot, you're like, Marcia, you've missed the first deck. Okay, so we got the Lovers card, we got the Ace of Cups, we got the 7 of Pentacles, and then we have the 5 of Coins in reverse. Remember the first card that came up, Know Your Worth? Let me go back to it. This card goes with this card. Why? Well, it actually goes with the first 2 cards, believe it or not. Why? Because I don't see the Lovers card. I don't see the Lovers card as a romantic card. It rarely ever is when it comes up for me. When it comes to me and reading, and if you've read me before, you already know it's the 2 of Cups. I will preach that over and over again because the Lovers card rarely ever, in this deck it actually does unless I look really closely, but it rarely ever has 2 heartbeats in it. There's always typically another entity, and that entity is always the test. That entity is always something coming to test you and separate you and to see if you all are on the same page. This right here is toxicity. And I want you to look. Toxicity and neediness. Remember we said all this. This shows a desire to please. And it's an uncomfortable desire to please. And it's almost like that trapped energy. Because this shows the potential for children, the potential to just stay, and the potential to just not feel, I don't know, to be content. Not exactly fully happy, but content. And this right here, their deck, is giving me the trapped energy. Because it's like they'll never reach their full potential. They'll never, if they stay in this, the passion just is not there. That you don't have the same. And this is, I'm talking about lust. I'm not even just talking about the whole shelf thing that I refer to. I'm talking about true blue lust. And it's not there. 5 of Swords in reverse. Like always having to make amends. Always having to say I'm sorry. It's just toxic. 10 of Pentacles in reverse. Always fighting to stay afloat. always feeling like you have to give, and get very little in return. This is almost a case of feeling guilted. Of feeling guilted. I want to see, do I want to see anything else? I probably don't. I probably will just leave it at this. Now, what advice I have for you? It's advice that I've actually said earlier. Really look at this friendship and decide for yourself, why do you truly want this? If you're acting just out of loneliness, stop. Because you're using your friend as a placeholder for something to do. And people who need something to do desperate things. You will manipulate, you will rope them in, you will do whatever it takes to have what you want. And you're saying, no, Marcia, that would not happen. It happens every day, multiple times a day. And if they're weak enough, not weak like they're a weak person, but just weak in spirit or guilted or going through something right now or in a very vulnerable place, they'll go along with it, and you guys will be roped into something where it's like, it's not really based on love. There aren't love cards. There weren't love cards. I know you saw the Lover's card. That's a toxic card. I'd prefer to never see it in any capacity in a love or potential love reading. It just shows you're going to do what it takes to be on the same page. But for them, it's always going to be something. They could tell you, and I've used this analogy several times, they could tell you that they want you to walk around in a pink bunny costume. Their ideal person would wear a pink bunny costume, and you would go find that costume, walk around in it, and they'd either barely notice and be like, why are you wearing that? Or be like, yeah, it's pink, but the person's also wearing a purple headband and loafers on their feet or something. Like, it wouldn't be good enough. And this is a case of blinding yourself, or probably being so exhausted of whether you're being lonely or whatever, feeling lonely or whatever, feeling so exhausted that you're like, let me just let this happen. Let me just make this happen. Let me just do this, you know? You deserve better than that. Follow your heart was a great card. You deserve better than that. They deserve better than that. So really look at the friendship before you try to make it more. Because friendships that go into relationships can be awkward, but they also can work. In this case, with this particular person, whoever you thought of, or if they're the Aries or whatever, it's a tangled web. That one person would be more satisfied than the other, but that's just more so out of desperation. Like, I just don't want to be alone. I just don't want to go through this. I don't want to go through being back on single street or whatever. Such is life. All right. All right, you guys. I hope you enjoyed this. Subscribe if you haven't. Like this. Just follow for more. You know, hit the bell. Follow for more. I'm going to get super consistent with this because I like this. I like this vibe. All right. Okay. So until next time, have a good one. Oh, and if you want, the email readings are going to be linked below. They're on Etsy. The video readings are also on Etsy, but they're also at my website, PushyMuse.com. So check both or either out, and let me know down below if this hit or if you have more questions. And also let me know if I should put the emails on my Shopify site. I'm thinking about it. All right. Till next time, have a good one. Bye.